Good morning. It is Vlogmas day. What day is it? Hold on. 8. It is Vlogmas day 8. And apparently I cannot keep my days straight anymore. So it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I know it's kind of late to start for the day, but I spent the morning fighting with marshmallow fondant. And then I realized what my problem was I was following the directions and using 16 ounces of marshmallows when 10 ounces is really what works the best. So there you go. If you do fondant and you're having problems with your marshmallow fondant not turning out, apparently when it says 16 it really means 10. I don't know. But I guess I had way too many marshmallows. It was making it way too dry. And my first batch didn't turn out real good. But then I tried saving it. Didn't work. Made a second batch using 10 ounces. And it worked out perfectly. Like, went on like a dream. So happy. But anyway, you can see I am hiding the cakes in my office. Because now that 2 of the layers are covered with fondant, they can't go back in the fridge. Some people will put fondant back in the fridge until the actual day of the event. I don't do that because of the condensation. I don't want to risk the cake going funny. Like, I cannot risk it, will not risk it. This is for a wedding, and I can't, redo it the night before if it's covered in condensation and it doesn't dry properly and leaves my fondant spotty. So I'm leaving it out. Don't worry, that's perfectly safe. You can leave fondant out for I think it's 3 weeks. Now I just have to go and make a whole ton more of buttercream frosting. And hope I have enough supplies to do that with. I think I do. But, yeah. You guys can see my dwindling supplies right here. Always use, here's a tip, if you're baking a cake, always use the good stuff. Use the brand name stuff, especially if you're making your buttercream and your fondant from scratch, because it seriously makes all the difference if you use brand name. Don't use generic, and I'll tell you why. Hold on, let me turn down my kids' TV. It's like crazy loud. Oh, Logan, you can come out. Time out, bud. What? I'm just saying, waiting to watch him go potty. Oh, go potty. You're fine. Anyway, if you use the off-brand, sometimes they will use the wrong amount. They will use too much cornstarch to keep the marshmallows from getting together, or they will not sift their powdered sugar and it will be really, really clumpy, or it won't be fine. Like, I've tried Target's generic powdered sugar and the grains in it are so thick. It's like between normal powdered sugar and granulated sugar. It's way too chunky and it makes a really, really gritty frosting. So always, always go with the good stuff when you're doing a cake. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And hopefully you can't see too much of my house right now because it is a disaster, because that happens when you're doing cakes. Hi, Alexis.
Hi.
What do you want?
I was just smiling for the camera.
Okay. Well, don't just stand there and smile. It's taking a video, okay? Sometimes she gets confused between a video and a picture and was waiting for me to actually take a shot. But yeah, right now I am just going to work on making my buttercream. So it's about 3:30. Let's see, I have not got my makeup done. My hair is pretty much the exact same way it was yesterday. I am attempting to watch Elf again. Don't mind my TV. It's like about to die. We're going to get a bigger one for a living room. We're just trying to decide which one we want. I have one cake over here that has a sugar container on top of it. because I noticed that some of my two other cakes are starting to bulge slightly at the edges after I put the fondant on them, which means they need to be weighted down so that the cake isn't surprised when the weight of the fondant falls on it and all the filling doesn't squish out and make it all bumpy. I hope that makes sense. And then over here, I have another cake that I am currently filling and stacking. And this is a big one. This is a 12-inch. So that's a 10-inch, and this is the 12-inch. And I still have the 14-inch to go. And my house looks like it was totally raided, and it's a disaster. But, oh well. And then over here, I am actually taking ribbons and putting Scotch tape on the back, so that when the ribbon is sitting on the cake, any grease that may be on the fondant, any of the decorations, etc., doesn't bleed through and change the color of the ribbon. It's kind of like grease-proofing the ribbon from the back. So I'm getting those all set up so that when I get things fully fondanted and all that stuff, I can start popping the decorations on. I'm not actually going to be assembling the cake until I'm actually at the reception hall, because this cake is probably going to weigh close to 200 or 300 pounds, and it's going to be very, very tall, and I don't want to put a stake through the middle of it like some people will sharpen a dowel and drive it all the way through the cake. I don't want to do that because I want to make it really easy for when they take the cake in the back at the restaurant. I want them to be able to separate the layers and cut the cake very easily. And putting a dowel means you have to lift each layer up off of the entire dowel, or remove the entire dowel from the center. Plus, it displaces a lot of cake. Plus, I am scared to death of, even if I do dowel it, of the cake falling over the car. So I'm just going to transport all the layers flat on the floor of the van, covered with a sheet, of course, and probably a piece of cardboard or something. I haven't decided yet. And then just put them on top of each other at the site. And that's going to make it a lot easier. Sorry, all my vlogs have kind of been about cake lately, but that's pretty much what my focus has been lately. So once I'm actually done with this cake, you'll probably get to see more stuff, just because I have been up to my ears in confectioner sugar and Crisco and butter and lots of cake. Okay, so I get that I'm vlogging about food again. I apologize, but I just seriously realized I was making chicken with peppers and onions for dinner, and I realized that the peppers are in here are red and green, and it seriously looks like Christmas chicken. I just noticed that and had to share. It looks very festive, though.